Hey guys, let's get more news from Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Duncan Robinson strengthens case to be a permanent starter in Heat's win versus Pistons. Despite having a far superior record, the Miami Heat found themselves in a tight contest Tuesday night against the Detroit Pistons. Miami's biggest lead was 11 points, and in every instance where the Heat looked to break the game open, Detroit responded with a run to make it a single-digit game. But behind a strong outing from Duncan Robinson and a Jimmy Butler takeover in the fourth quarter, the Miami Heat avoided a trap game and defeated the Pistons 118-110 at the Casillas Center. The Heat don't skip a beat with Duncan Robinson in the starting lineup, and now have an 18-6 record with Robinson as a starter. Many have highlighted Robinson's improvement when it comes to making more plays with the ball in his hands, and early in the first quarter, Robinson had one of his flashiest moments of the season, putting a move on promising rookie Ausar Thompson and finishing with a layup. Robinson had a moment earlier in the season on the baseline against rookie sensation Victor Wembanyama, freezing him with a hesitation move and then finishing at the rim. If there is another instance with a rookie on Robinson near the baseline, you can almost guarantee Robinson will get in his bag of tricks and score with style. Robinson also had two impressive defensive possessions in the first quarter when he forced Cade Cunningham baseline and into a bad pass, resulting in a Nikola Jovic steal and three. A few possessions later, Robinson contested Jaden Ivey's jump shot and came up with a block. Robinson then drew a foul on Jalen Duren as he attempted a layup and made both free throws. There were also instances when Robinson provided the Heat breathing room from Detroit in the third and fourth quarters. Up 3, Robinson hit a moving corner, 3 off the inbound pass from Terry Rozier. And on the next Pistons possession, Robinson came up with a steal, pushed the ball on the break, and found Bam Adebayo on a lob to push the Heat's lead to 8 and forced Detroit to call a timeout. And late in the fourth quarter before Butler closed the deal, with the 2-minute mark approaching, Robinson hit a huge transition 3 off a steal to push Miami's lead to 6. Heat coach Erik Spoelstra has made it known that the offense is better with Duncan Robinson on the court. With the results being mostly positive whenever Robinson starts, Spoelstra has to do the right thing and make Robinson a permanent starter going forward. Heat's Erik Spoelstra, Bam Adebayo hand Monty Williams, Pistons major respect after hard-fought battle. The Miami Heat managed to scrape by the Detroit Pistons Tuesday night to get their second straight win, marking it 11 victories of the last 14. While some might have concerns that the Heat couldn't blow out a team like the Pistons who only have 9 wins, Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra, star Bam Adebayo, and Caleb Martin spoke about how their record isn't the whole picture. Spoelstra, after the game, started his press conference with the media by giving props to the Pistons, and especially their head coach in Monty Williams. He would express that the contest Tuesday was a physical game and you can't look at their record. He's the right guy for this situation, and when they start to win and when these guys start to gain experience. He's an exceptional leader, infuses confidence and positivity in it. He's a teacher by nature. That was a physical game and you can't look at their record, Spoelstra said. So you try to tell your team that as much as possible, and I don't think our guys were disrespecting them or overlooking them. It's just the level of physicality and speed and youthfulness that they bring. You have to experience it, and they've been getting better. So I anticipated that it would probably be a pretty physical and competitive game, and it was every bit of that. Besides Jimmy Butler, who led the Heat with 26 points, Adebayo was once again solid as he scored 18 points and collected 8 rebounds. He would compliment the youthful Pistons right afterwards as he said to Clutch Points that they have players that are really want to go through a brick wall for each other. They are a young team, but like we said before, you can't play their record, Adebayo said. They got guys that are really want to go through the brick wall for each other. So you have a core like that and they're young, so they are going to grow into something special. You just got to give it time. The Heat took a 10-point lead into the second quarter, where the Pistons started to find their groove and make it a 1-point game at halftime. It came down to the final few possessions until Butler hit a dagger 3-point shot to finally put away Detroit in what was another close victory, a type of game that Spoelstra adores. "If you could just always guarantee that we get the win, I want as many of those as possible," Spoelstra said. "I love the experiences for our team to be able to go through situational fourth-quarter experiences with context of time, score, fouls, pressure, all that. There's enough institutional knowledge on what we're trying to do. So as we're incorporating some new guys like Terry, I think he can just kind of be himself, and he was able to do that down the stretch. These next 21 games, there will probably be a lot of these, it's just the way it's going right now, everybody's fighting for position." Caleb Martin as well had a standout game off the bench as he scored 15 points and collected 6 rebounds. He said to Clutch Points that the Pistons have been playing in tough outings against good teams in the NBA, but he is certain that experience is what they lack in close contests. "They're a big athletic team. They put a lot of pressure on you, they're a young group, they have a lot to prove and they're going to come in and play well every night," Martin said. "They're playing good basketball and some of that, I'm sure it has to do with experience down the line towards the fourth, but I think overall they have a lot of great pieces and those guys are super, they got a good coach and they got a lot of guys that are super aggressive. They do a lot of great things, and like I said earlier, I think they made us better tonight. You definitely can't take the foot off the gas with anybody." Miami Heat's Josh Richardson out remainder of season after shoulder surgery. Miami Heat guard Josh Richardson is set to have season-ending shoulder surgery Wednesday. Richardson missed the past 8 games after sustaining the injury last month against the Boston Celtics. In wake of the news, the Heat signed veteran guard Patty Mills. Mills last played for the Atlanta Hawks. Richardson averaged 9.9 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.4 assists this season, while shooting 44.4% from the field and 34.7% from the three-point range in 43 games. This is his second stint with the Heat. He was drafted in the second round in 2015. At one point, Richardson was the focal point of the Heat offense at the start of the 2018-19 season. In 2019, after the Heat failed to make the postseason, he was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers in exchange for Jimmy Butler. Richardson then bounced around the league, playing for the Dallas Mavericks, San Antonio Spurs, and Boston Celtics. Butler, meanwhile, has led the Heat to 2 NBA Finals appearances since 2020. The Heat are coming off a 118-110 victory against the Detroit Pistons Tuesday. They are among the hottest teams in the NBA. The Heat have won 6 of their last 7 games, including 2 straight. They return to action Thursday at the Mavericks. Shandell Richardson covers the Miami Heat for Inside the Heat, a Fan Nation channel, for Sports Illustrated. He has covered the NBA since 2010. According to information from Barry Jackson, from the Miami Herald, this Tuesday, 5, Miami Heat shooting guard Josh Richardson will undergo surgery on his right shoulder this Wednesday, 6, and will be absent from the team for the remainder of the season. Richardson has missed the last 8 games after dislocating his shoulder during the February 11 game against the Boston Celtics. In his absence, DeLon Wright, Duncan Robinson, and newcomer Patty Mills should earn their minutes for the remainder of the season. In 43 games this season, 6 as a starter, J. Rich averaged 9.9 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.4 assists, shooting 34.7% from 3. After being selected in 40th position in the 2015 draft by the Heat themselves, where he spent his first 4 seasons in the NBA, the shooting guard returned to the franchise last offseason, when he signed a 2-year, $5.94 million contract, with a player option for 2024/2025. Miami is in 6th place in the East, with 35 wins and 26 losses, just 0.5 games behind the Orlando Magic, in 4th place. The team beat the Detroit Pistons this Tuesday 118-110 and accumulated their 11th victory in the last 14 games. And you fan, what do you think of the Josh Richardson situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.